What's up? I hope you guys can hear me. I have finished feature flags. Awesome. And now we are going to, I'm gonna see if I'm live streaming, first of all.
The one who dies.
Ready to
Get some rain going. See if I can get some. Hold on. I have to rename my stream name. It's day 11. Interesting. .5. Alright. Let's read some textbook today. Or do some reading. I really need to finish 2.1, dude. I have been dragging this out so much. But I did finish my feature flag. Oh, not that. This. So I just want to talk about this a little bit. Let me translate this to English. So how it works, feature flags, if you didn't know, they allow you to control what users see or what they don't see. So let me show you the plan first. So I'll show you the backend architecture here in a little bit. Hold on. Feature flag plan. Yeah, I think it's good to just have it in here. I removed it before. I'm gonna add it back. Okay. I don't know where it went. By 9 p.m. I have to read some Bible, so I'm gonna quickly go over, like, I guess I can add patterns. Is it patterns? I guess it is patterns. Did I delete it? It's fine. I have another one. So this is the plan. So first of all, what I do with these backend endpoints is that I do a little bit of research of how it actually works. Feature flags is a way to control what users see, to control certain users to be able to, let's say there's like 100 users and you want 30% of the users to see the new feature in order to, for example, do A/B testing. I actually don't even know what that means, but do testing. So you want certain number of users to see this kind of feature, or you want certain number of users to see a different kind of feature maybe and get feedback on those. That's one use of feature flags. Or you want to disable this feature flag for some users, enable the feature flag for some users, so that you get like kind of early feedback. So that's the idea of feature flags. Basically turns the features on or off for users. It's a simple idea. And our requirement was that, well, it has to work correctly. Um, I put particular kind of emphasis on, I guess, making sure that you know, we don't have any, at least was delivery issues, or deduplication issues, or race conditions. We're not going to have race conditions. We don't have a multi-threaded application. So that's fine, but I just wanted to make sure that everything was up to good. So I made this plan. For every like features I do nowadays, I make this plan. I make this backend plan. And I think it's really worth going over this because I think a lot of people realize that, or I think a lot of people, well, what I used to do, I don't know about a lot of people, what I used to do was I didn't really plan out the things I was going to implement before I was going to do it. I just had a rough idea and I just went along and implemented things as I went along. It's really good to have a markdown file like this, not only for just organizing your thoughts and getting a full picture of what you need to do, but also because of AI development, right? If you have all the context that you need, AI is also going to have the context and you're going to be in the same kind of idea. I used to believe that AI was really bad. Well, now it can do things like this. Not in one go, of course. I don't really like advise that. I don't advise you to go like, oh, this is everything I need to do. Just go, right? I'm sure it'll do a fine job, but I think it's better to do one by one because even Claude Opus 4.6, which I think is the best model right now for coding, um, is flawed. It's not perfect, right? It'll make mistakes, but it's really good for general frameworking and getting all the ideas down. And the coding part of it is very fast. I just got this done in one day, right? The UI stuff. It's kind of crazy, but anyways, what I do before I get started, I list all the requirements first. Um, Description is kind of unnecessary, but if you think that's necessary for you, you can define it. I just put it in here because I think some people might not need it, some people might need it. I think it's a good idea to include the description if the implementation of your feature is not really known. It's not a very like common thing to implement, but honestly, most software tasks are probably have been done already. So yeah, use a description if it's a new feature. I think it'll help people define it. Even just writing it down, it's good. Requirements, it's very simple. I just define all the endpoints. This is more like backend stuff. Define all these endpoints in the backend, and we have the assumptions. So how our feature flag works is that we have precedence rules. Let's say we want 50% of users to see this feature. Then we would define it within the feature flag schema. So that would go into the rollout percentage. That means if rollout percent is 50%, that means 50% of the users will see that feature. It's not going to be exactly 50% because we're going to do deterministic math on it. So it's not always 50%. It's close to 50%, but it's not always going to be 50%. Anyways, so how that works is that we have a rollout percent for each features. Think of this feature flag as there's one flag for each feature, and each feature has a percentage. So for example, let's say the feature to view audit logs. If you want users to view audit logs, but not every, I mean, it doesn't really make sense for users to view audit logs. So I think that's a bad example. Let's say user want to view this dashboard, this like summary statistics of like attendance. That can users can see that. So attendance dashboard would be the flag key in this case. Flag key determines the name of the feature. And how I did it was I did it basically just saying like if the feature's name is attendance dashboard, it would just be underscored like name like this. Feature ID uniquely defines the feature. The reason why I did it, we don't really need a UUID to be honest. We can just have a feature flag key as a, what's it called when the emails are like primary key? What is it called when emails are primary key? Natural key, right? It could be a natural key, but the reason I don't use it is because, you know, I want to uniquely identify it. I don't want any security issues. There's like this best practice thing. I forgot the exact format, but generally you don't want to use a natural key as a primary key. Generally, it's always, honestly, it's like a golden rule to use like a UUID. So just use UUID to uniquely identify a feature. It's just simpler. It's just better. It gives you an extra layer of security. It's good. So that's that. And how it works, you have a rollout percentage. Just focus on this for now. Let's say for a single user, we randomly generate a percentage. So user 1 has 30% and user 2 has 55%. So any user below 50% is how I'm doing, right? It doesn't matter if it's above 50%, below 50%, it will be the same thing. So everyone who has a percentage below 50%, which is user 1, they'll get to see the feature. However, that is unless an override is enabled for user 1. For user 2, user 2 will not see the feature because they're above the threshold of 50%. Their percentage is like 75%. If the override is on for user 2, then they'll be able to see it. If the override is off, they will not be able to see it. So override acts as the override. So you can basically disable this user's feature or basically turn it on and override everything. So it's like a master on-off switch. Then we have the global enabled, which basically says, is this feature on or not for everyone? Here, enabled, is this feature on or not? If the feature is off, then we're not going to be able to see it. No one's going to be able to see it unless they have override enabled. Override basically rules over everything, even if the global is disabled. Override takes precedence, as you can see here. And the rollout hash. So this is the most interesting part of this whole project, in my opinion. The entire feature flag feature kind of depends on this rollout hash. I'll show you in code maybe if I can kind of show that part only. So this is proprietary code. I'm not allowed to show this, I don't think, like the whole code base, but I can show you the code for feature flag rollout. So here it is. Here's the code. So what this is doing, we have a simple Nest.js backend setup. This is TypeScript. The only part you have to read here is this part. Anything else, just ignore. Well, I'll go over it right here. It's a function that takes an ID. This is the user ID. And actually, I think it's better to just show you the pseudocode that I defined over here. It's the same logic. It's the exact same logic. But yeah, I just want to tell you guys, like, the whole feature depends on the rollout hash. And I'll plant that idea in your head right now. And then I have to explain the schema next. So for any API endpoints, it might involve creating a schema or not. Usually, I feel like 90% of your full stack APIs or a feature that you're adding, usually you have to define a new schema. So knowing the database good practices is really important. I mean, if you've went to school for computer science, you've probably taken an introductory to database class, which is honestly all you need. And for me, I always forget most of these if I haven't done database work a lot of the time. So I just kind of review my introductory class over and over again. Yeah, it's a really good thing to just keep in mind and continue developing so you are better at making schemas and knowing the good conventions and stuff. Anyways, so here's the feature flag schema. We have our feature flag name of the schema. We have the feature ID, the UUID. The exact reasoning for just using this rather than a composite key, or not a composite key, natural key. It's just safer. Yeah, it's just safer. It's just a standard. Even if you have a natural key, you could use it. You could totally use it in our case. It's a small application. You don't have to write an extra row, extra column, but it's just a good standard. Flag key, unique not null. This is defining what the name of the feature is. For example, audit dashboard, attendance dashboard, whatever the feature is. Enabled. So this is the global enabled. So if this is false and the override is there's no overrides, then everyone will not be able to see the feature. And I'll get to that logic in a bit. Rollout percentage. So this is deterministically calculated by each user, meaning every time they log in, the percentage that they see that feature is going to be the same. So day one I log in at 8 a.m. and then I log in to my app, or at 8 a.m. we deterministically calculate the hash, and I mod that hash by 100, which gives me a percentage. Let's say 30.4. That percentage is not going to change when I log in later in the day. This is to prevent us having to store a rollout percentage for every user and just recording it into the database. We can just simply do an O1 calculation of a hash and a percentage deterministically, so that like we don't have to actually like store different feature flag rollout percentages for each user. Imagine if you have 1 million users. You do not want to store that. You can just deterministically calculate it. Then we have updated at just for storing things. Maybe we have to audit this later. We definitely have to audit this later. Version. This is useless for me right now. We don't really have versions tracking for each features. But if we do later, we might be able to get user 1 to get version 1 or user 2 to get version 3. Maybe that's a logic that we want later on. This is a user table. We have more columns in this. I just wanted to highlight the user table so that we know we have a user ID for the user flag override. User flag override keeps track of the overrides for the user. Let's say user 1 gets an override of the attendance dashboard as true, then it'll mark it in this schema. You have the user ID, you have the feature flag ID, that's right here, and whether the override is enabled or not, and what time it was updated. This is simply just for audits. Don't need it necessarily, but it's good practice to add these kind of timestamps. Also use UTC always. I don't know if it's always actually, because we're gonna audit it. You can use your own time zone, which might be better for auditing, but make sure the time zone stuff is consistent. Then we have the API. we have our get endpoint here, which returns flags resolved for a specific user, right? So given a user ID, we're getting all the flags that are associated with that user. This is really important because for a single user, when they log in, we want to call this endpoint and get all the flags that this user can see, all the features. So any feature with a flag, the user is able to fetch the flags that they can see. And how that works is we get all the flags first for that user. So this is ignoring all the overrides, this is ignoring global enables, this is ignoring the rollout hashes, just all the flags the user ID is associated to. Then for each of the flags, we're going to filter it out. So let's say the override enabled is true, then we obviously just append it to the filtered flags. If the enabled is false, it means it's globally disabled. You skip this. And then if the rollout percent is 100%, then obviously you want to append that. And then otherwise is for the rollout hash. So we want to calculate the rollout percentage. This takes user ID and a flag key. We combine these two and we apply a hash, and then we modulo it by 100, which is the algorithm, by the way. It's very simple. You take these two as one string, you apply a hash, you modulo by 100, you get some percentage. And this is true for every single login. So this is the backbone of our implementation. You get something like 31.980015530, something like that. And if that is less than or equal to the rollout percent that we added to our filtered flag, meaning we want this user to see that flag. They're actually qualified. And then we return the filtered flags. That's basically it. Like, that's the main meat of feature flags. And the rest is pretty straightforward. These are just like pretty straightforward API endpoints that just gets the object depending on what you put in. It's just for the UI dashboard. And this is my plan for the UI, which I can just show. I don't have to go over that plan anymore. So yeah, this is the feature flags. When I log in, I have audit dashboard on right now. I'm an admin. I can see everything. But let's say audit dashboard. I want to disable it. So right now, I believe my feature flag percentage is like 31% or something. So yeah, here. It's 31%. It's 31% every single time. It's the exact same number. If it's not, I'll be very disappointed. It should be. It's associated with my user ID and the flag key. So it's always going to be this, 31%. And audit dashboard is at 53%. So yes, we can obviously see it. But let's say we roll down for 10%, right? We're no longer able to see this. If we reload, we're no longer able to see audit dashboard, right? Actually, let me test something. So 48%, we're good. So if I edit it here, let's say audit dashboard is 20%. If I go audit dashboard, it still works. That's not good. Yeah, I think I need to add the routing thing. Give me 1 second. I need to fix that. That's a bug. Audit dashboard. It's a one-line fix. So, alright. So let me see if I can reproduce that. So I can access audit dashboard right now. No, I can't. Why not? I should be able to right now. Whoop. Oh, I used the wrong function. Alright, should be able to see right now. However, if I reduce this to 10%, now I still see it because of cache, where, you know, it didn't update the state, which is fine. But I need to be able to click this and be redirected somewhere else. What? It's still cached? Ooh, that's a problem. That's a problem. Alright, I'll look into this afterwards. My fix, I thought it would do it, but it didn't. Alright. Well, that's fine. But you get the idea, right? You get the idea. Right now, I don't see anything. If I increment it above 31, I see it, because I'm part of that 63. Let's say it's 26 now, I don't see it. However, I can now add myself, right, into the overrides. And now if I reload, I can see it because I've overridden the global rollout percentage. If I turn this off, override takes precedence, so I still see it. However, if I turn this off, then I won't see it. Nope. That's how it works. Really nice, right? We can create flags as well. For any new features, I would want someone to create it here. For any new features that requires a flag, they can create one. It'll just be a, I don't know, attendance dashboard. Create it right now, and it'll just be here. For next steps, I want to add a search feature. I think as long as we keep creating features, we'll have, you know, many features, and this will just be a long list. Just make users be able to search for features, filter features, what, you know, standard stuff for any features. But yeah, I want to enable the feature flag back, audit dashboard back. So yeah, that's how it works. Really clean design, in my opinion. But yeah, I just want to showcase that. So for now, I am done with this. I'm gonna fix that bug later. I'm gonna write it down. Not here. So must try. No, with I don't want to spend more time on this. I spent too much time on this. All right. Now I want to read. I want to read. I like reading. I like reading. I have to read the Bible later. I'm on Samuel. I've been reading the Bible, following this. Right here. Oh God, what is that? I do not want that in my. What is chapter 1? What is this? Oh no. Definitely don't want that. I don't know what that is. Yep. I've been following this. The reading is like pretty good. I spend around 30 to 45 minutes on these, like reading 4 to 5 chapters. It's really good. I usually read English version, but when the English doesn't make sense, I read a Korean version. Yeah. It's really nice reading the Bible every day. It's been really nice. And then I'm gonna do some homework today. I can close that, I can close that, I can close that. Oh shit, I have to get into it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do that later. Let me see my GitHub page. This is my GitHub page. It's looking good. Alright. I'm gonna add feature flag to my backend repo. What the hell are these? Alright. I'm gonna go pee real quick. Please, for the love of God, let's try and finish one section. This has been so slow recently. I have not been reading for 2 days, and it's not good. Not good, not good. I need to read more. Okay. Oh my god, I actually read this part? What the hell? For program objects that span multiple bytes, we must establish two conventions. What the address of the object will be and how we will order the bytes in memory. In virtually all machines, a multi-byte object is stored as a contiguous sequence of bytes. A multi-byte object is stored as a contiguous sequence of bytes, with the address of the object given by the smallest address of the bytes used. Alright, that makes no fucking sense. I think I know what it's talking about, but it makes no sense. What the address of the object will be. What the fuck just happened? So the exact address of the starting. $100. Byte. 4 bytes is 8 bits, right? 8. 4팔에 32. 32 bits. 100 hexadecimal to binary. Jesus fucking Christ. A byte. Why is it convenient? Oh, memory's gone. I'm gonna go get some more water. 4 bytes. It's 32 bits. Is there 8 bits? 8 bits per byte. 2 hex digits. A single hex digit eight bits. Wait, what? Wait, 2 hex digits is 1 byte. So hex. Oh, a hex digit is 4 bits. So example 10101100. This is 0x3f2, and then 1100 2 hex is 0x44c, so it's 3f2 44c. No, it's different. 9a. What the hell? Why is that A? What the heck? One zero 10. I mean, there's a table. There's a table for this all the way over here. 1010 is A. Wait, what? Oh. 10. No. A. Yeah, A. Yeah, that's A. I think something was off. That's C. So it's A and C. So single byte is 2 hex digits. 1 byte is often written as 2 hex digits. least significant first. Is the most significant bit. Assuming W is a multiple of 8, these bits can be grouped as bytes, with the most significant having the least significant, and the other bytes having bits from the middle. Some machines choose to store object memory order from least to most. Byte. I don't even know if this matters that much. Little endian. The latter convention where the most significant byte comes first is big endian. Suppose the variable x of type int and at address 0x100 has a hexadecimal value of that. The ordering of the bytes within the address depends on the type of machine. The address 0x100 is what is that as hex? Android and iOS are little endian. People get surprisingly emotional, blah blah blah. The byte ordering used in different machines are totally invisible. Byte ordering is invisible. Programs compiled for either class of machine give identical results. Byte ordering becomes an issue. First is when binary data is communicated over a network between different machines. for data to be produced by little endian machine to be sent to big endian machine, leading to the bytes within the words being in reverse order for the receiving program. Where endian network programming. This is worded so incredibly confusing for no fucking reason. We take the final 4 bytes of the sequence and write them in reverse. Dude, I don't know. I don't really understand this part. Explain this, please. This is from my CS app textbook. Can you explain this part? Of how ending this matters. It's not written on this board. Address where the instruction starts. 6 bytes of code instruction. Exactly. I thought this meant that. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Third case. When programs are written that circumvent the normal type system. No. Fuck. So let me simply pass show bytes a pointer. In case the compiler of the program should consider the pointer to be sequence of bytes rather than to an object of the original. Sequence of bytes. This pointer will then be This is important. We ran the code in 2.5 on several machines, giving the result in 2.6. The following machines were used: Linux, Windows, Sun, Linux. Oh, they run it for us. Wait, what? So Linux got the value 12,000 as an int. 930. Oh my god, I was muted. God damn it. I'm reading the Bible. Alright, so he's been made king. Samuel's farewell speech. Samuel said, "Tell Israel, I have listened to everything you said." Okay, this is important. It is not before Samuel. It's a good example. Let me follow. Well, at what point should I consider the Bible to be actual historical event? King David. Oh! Oh my god. David's coming. David's apparently the first figure where historical evidence exists that confirm his existence as a person. So we're witnessing a very focused. I don't know. We're witnessing. I guess I'm reading towards that. After Jacob entered Egypt, they cried to the Lord for help, and the Lord sent Moses and Aaron, who brought your ancestors out of Egypt and settled them in this place. Yeah, he reminds them of the story. They forgot the Lord, their God, so he sold them into the hand of Sisera. Bro. Yo, I just read this. I got goosebumps. Forget the idols. Don't turn away from the Lord. As for me, far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by failing to pray for you. Teach you the way that is good and right. Be sure to fear the Lord and serve him faithfully with all your heart. Far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by failing to pray for you. But be sure to fear the Lord, serve him faithfully with all your heart. Consider what great things he has done for you. Yet if you persist in doing evil, both you and your king will perish. Yeah, right here, for the sake of his great name. 여호와께서는 여러분을 자기 백성으로 삼으신 것을 기뻐하시기 때문에 그분의 위대하신 이름을 생각해서도 여러분을 버리지 않을 것입니다. 삼으신 것을 기뻐하시기 때문에 그분의 위대하신 이름을 생각해서도 여러분을 버리지 않을 것입니다. Oh, that's great. That's really nice. As for me, far be it from me that I should sin against the Lord by failing it perfect. 그리고 나는 여러분을 위해 기도하는 일을 중단함으로 여호와께 범죄하지 않을 것이며 계속 선하고 옳은 것을 여러분께 가르칠 것입니다. These teach great lessons, these two verses. The first verse, 22, and 23. This teaches us that Samuel knows that he is holy and he is of God. He is the prophet or messenger of God. He's chosen by God. It is his duty, since he is a holy man and a leader, he must spread his words to other people, gospel, I guess, make sure that the people understand the meaning of belief before he dies, meaning of belief and worship. That is his duty right now. For us, the common people, it is our duty to learn these things, to learn more about God by reading the Bible, reading the histories, and being closer to God by living earnestly. This is what I can do right now. After doing these for a while, we can choose and learning about the gospel and the meaning of God, we can then share with other people. Because ignorant sharing might not be wise to share at all. 여러분은 여호와를 두려워하고 마음을 다하여 진심으로 그분을 섬기십시오. 그리고 그분이 여러분을 위해 행하신 그 모든 놀라운 일들도 잊어서는 안 됩니다. 그러나 만일 여러분이 계속 죄를 범하면 여러분과 여러분의 왕이 다 멸망할 것입니다. Samuel rebukes Saul. What does that mean? I rebuke you. No. Everything was going good, man. What happened? Can you guys hear that? Emergency? Samuel rebukes. I wonder what happened. Saul was 30. Saul chose 33,000 men from. Wait. 42 years. Oh my god. Wait, Samuel didn't die? So he chose 3,000 men from Israel. 2,000 were from. 2,000. Holy fuck. Thousand chariots. 6,000. Wait, what? Oh. Saul disobeyed Samuel by not waiting 7 days. He scattered. That's very specific. Even if common people, we sometimes don't get the meaning. Or we are screwed. This one is Jonathan. Wait, what? Okay, well, Oh. Oh. Jonathan was taken. Their pleading doesn't really make sense. I think it's meant to not make sense. Because it says, not surely as the Lord lives, not a hair, for he did this today with God's help. Just because you receive God's help, that doesn't mean you necessarily are immune to sin. Yeah, it's not really, it doesn't make sense. Saul still pursuing, Saul assumed That's a really nice story of the Bible today. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that a lot. That was really good. Samuel's a really good chapter. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna write my reflection. I have a group chat of my church, which it makes me really motivated. Oh, I might go to this, but it's too early, man. Shit is at 5:30 a.m. How am I gonna wake up that early? 5, 8. What's that? So 5, 11, 10, 9. You have to sleep at 9 p.m. I've already. No, I can't, bro. There's no way. Oh, I want to go. It's gonna be really hard to go after this. Yeah, there's worship. Whatever, man. It's fine. God damn it. She chose She chose the same quote that I was gonna put. Are you serious? I'm just gonna put yeah, am I reading the wrong version? What's the... Oh, it's different. No, what did I have before? Fuck. I don't remember. Alright, I'm gonna find it. New International. Yeah, NIV. Okay, thank God. There was many good. not read chapter 15? And not read chapter 15. Wait, I thought it was 11 to 14. Is it to 15? God Alright. Nice. We're done. I'm gonna wind down for the day, I think. I've read the Bible, I've read the book. It's a good 2.5-hour stream. Awesome. I've done feature flags today as well. Awesome day. Awesome day. I'm gonna do this tomorrow. Should I do it now? I really don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it, man. Too into it. Assessment. Need another section of 2.1. Maybe to quiz. Maybe to quiz on addressing. As for coding, we should. Alright, perfect. I think I'm going to wind down for the day. Today was really good. Yeah. I will see you guys in a bit. Let me see my calendar. Okay, we have about 1.5 week. Let's spend this time wisely. Alright. See you guys.